Alright, I'm starting this shit early because I got a lot to talk about. What's up, Crystal Hive? That was a really crass, brazen entrance, but I'm sticking to it. Oh boy, okay. Crazy day for Fantasy Flight, especially if you're a bit of a nerd and enjoy reading rules. Turn music down here, I keep distracting myself. So, version 9 of the rulebook has come out, and with that, lots of rules corrections, rules clarifications, and some errata for some huge cards. I feel like there's no better way for me to do this other than on live stream. Just go ahead, let me pop in the editor here. I'm going to be editing my layout a little bit so you can see what I'm talking about. I have my first Age of Ascension deck that I'm going to open on stream. Got it today. Talk about the new packaging, talk about what blah. Lot less playing tonight, so if you're here for that, I apologize for only really giving you a 5-minute warning when my Facebook posted up. But I promise you this will be content you'll want to watch. It's going to clarify a lot of rules that have been really confused since the Master Vaults in the United States. Because why? Americans make everything super complicated for no reason other than we're dumb. Without further ado, I'm going to be shifting some stuff around here real quick. I'm not going to be looking at this tab. I'm actually going to be... what do I need to do here? Where to go? I need to flip to that. We're popping in the rules. So, I have this set up so I can't look at my streamer while I'm doing this, so I'm just going to shoot from the hip. Let me peek. Yeah, we're good. So, first thing here, zoom in so we can all read it. In the rulebook, toward the beginning, step 2, when it's explaining your house choice, which is all you do in step 2 of the game, of your turn. So they just clarified, I think it's called on the Archon card, I forget what the original wording is. They just clarified it, made it a little easier to understand. The big change right here is stating that on someone's turn you cannot choose a house that is not printed on your Archon card, or your identity card is what they're calling it in the rules, or that you don't have a creature in control of the house. So let's say I have Logos, Shadows, Sanctum as my houses. I can't pick Mars as my active house unless on my battle line I control a Mars creature. So that gives me the option. This is just an example of one of the ways, but that gives me the option to name Mars because I control a Mars card. This is clarifying that anyone that has a Pit Lord Maverick, which was a really unfortunate Maverick to have because as rules as written, you could not... you would lock yourself out by playing your Pit Lord unless you could get him off the table the turn he was played. So what this clarifies is it creates a cannot versus must/may instance, which is if you're following up the rules, they clarified that cannot supersedes must, and they can't exist simultaneously. The Maverick Pit Lord no longer forces you to state that you have to that you must play Dis, because it's superseded by cannot if you don't have Dis in your deck. Very long way to say Pit Lord Maverick is now good. Gets you 2 bonus amber, and then you actually can ignore his effect. If he comes in a normal Dis deck, you have to play Dis. So it's actually kind of a benefit to get a Pit Lord Maverick now. I'm scrolling all the way down here because I forget where the other changes are. Adjacents, just clarification that also means neighbor. Legacy symbol, so that's what the symbol looks like in the new decks when there's a legacy card present. What legacy means, any card from previous sets can be printed in future sets. Nothing super fancy there, but it does clarify decks with legacy icons are legal for all game purposes in tournament play. So don't think that having a legacy card can take you out of tournaments. Some other counters. Big clarification today with wording. That sacrifice, you can only ever sacrifice cards you control. I've gotten into some pretty heated debates online that sacrifice as an English word means to, I'm paraphrasing the definition, but to give up possession of something. So it's something you own, you give it up, you're sacrificing it. So I don't get where the argument ever was, but people are saying sacrifice wasn't clear. Can you sacrifice an opponent's card? Can you sacrifice blah blah blah? So this clearly says a player cannot sacrifice a card they do not control. So sacrifice means get rid of your own card. I'm gonna scroll past all the story stuff. Untamed. Credits page. Where are we going? Here we go. Errata. This is where the meat is. So, two huge changes here. First one, library access. Call of the Archons, card 115, should now read, play for the remainder of the turn each time you play another card, draw a card, purge library access. Two clarifications here that are huge. Each time you play another card. So if your deck had one library access in it, it would be very easy to tell if you're looping your deck. This says it has to be another card. So library access cannot duplicate itself. Anything that references another card, I really hope I'm getting this interpretation right. Anything that references saying this card or another card, it refers to not that physical card, but the card name. So library access cannot piggyback off of another library access. Keep that in mind for competitive play, it will come up. But then you continue the text and it says purge library access. So you can never loop this. You must finish the entirety of the text on a card when you play it in order for it to resolve. So you can't like mid-interrupt and get a library access into a library access mid-turn. Once you play library access, you gain the persistent ability for remainder of the turn, draw another, when you play another card, draw a card, purge library access. There's no then, there's no cost, just do it. This will be one of the single reasons why people stop playing library access Nep and Seed decks. Another huge change, bait and switch. Call of the Archons number 267 should now read, play if your opponent has has more amber than you, steal 1 amber. Repeat the preceding effect if your opponent still has more amber than you. People are arguing about this terminology right here because of this word, or sorry, this phrase, repeat the preceding effect. They're saying, well, that's still pretty vague. You can just keep repeating the first part. I can't remember the exact spot in the rulebook, but when it uses this phrase, repeat the preceding effect, it copies the single sentence immediately before stating what to repeat. So it doesn't loop anything. At most, if your opponent has more amber than you, you can only steal 2. Bait and switch is now officially much, much worse than too much to protect. That is now the Shadows draw a card or steal card from Call of the Archons. Haven't seen any Age of Ascension stuff other than a select spoiler here and there, so might be speaking out of turn about Shadows stealing, but another one that's not as huge, the Drummer Knot, says play, fight, reap, return another friendly giant creature to your hand. This is just rewording through some playtesting to prevent Drummer Knot from having to bounce himself to hand 6 times and then you don't get his effect anymore. I think that's it. I've tried to fly through these. There's some clarifications back here. There's one more that I wanted to talk about. But Bait and switch and library access getting hit so hard with the nerf bat, it's really going to shake up competitive play. I'm really curious how. So I'm going to a sealed event this Sunday. So I'll let you know if I see any decks with bait and switch or library access in them and see how much it hurts them. The last thing before I crack open this new deck and play a couple games tonight, Mimicry. This question on the FAQ is, if I play Mimicry as a copy of an action card in my opponent's discard pile, which card does the rule of 6 apply to? Previously it was ruled that Mimicry could help you copy another card, and you could play it and just be one copy of Mimicry, one copy of library access, one copy of whatever you're playing. Now Mimicry counts as that card that you copied when looking at the rule of 6. So if you play 5 bait and switches and 1 Mimicry, you're considered to have been playing 6 bait and switches. Alright. Flew through all of that. Please give it a read. There are some crucial changes. The general structure of the game is staying the same, but some very strong card interactions are being messed with a lot. I'm going to minimize, pop back to gameplay. So, I don't know the best way for me to do this. So I'm just going to pop my camera here, make it editable. I'm just going to fit screen, make my head huge. Okay. I just want to get into it. So bear with me while I figure out the camera and everything while I'm doing this. But what we're looking at, let me make sure this trend, there we go. Got a nice little banner behind me. Alright, you see my ugly mug. Age of Ascension, single deck box. So, artwork's cool. I actually believe this is the art from Sir Mark. So, hats off to Mark. He's super happy that there's a card named after him. I'm still looking for a deck with the name Brian in it. So, if anyone finds it, I don't care if it's first name, surname, whatever. If you find Brian, send it my way. I first want to talk about the new boxes. So the tops list all 7 houses. I'm sure that's probably going to be relevant as the game goes on. Some more houses get introduced. The bottom can no longer be just like pried open. Let's auto adjust to my face here. So the bottom is part of the box. It's tucked up into the bottom of the box. Prevent tampering. You also have these one on each side. The tuck tabs. They are covered by tape at packaging. I took the tape off just so I wasn't fumbling with it for 10 minutes on stream. But now you have to open your box, your deck from the side, which I think is huge just for the fiasco. I think it was like first and second release of a lot of people going to stores, exactoing boxes open, scanning all the decks and putting them back. Should not be an issue with this new box. Before I crack all this open, I'm just going to move my camera around and see what I can do. Show the table here. Second one, it's going to be upside down. This will be okay. I'll turn it around. I'll show all the stuff upside down. Foxumo Paimon Vance Spelunker. Very new Arcana art. Mine's got like angel wings going on. We're looking at Mars Brobnar Untamed. I'm going to try and do this the best as I can. I have not scanned this in. I just opened it. So I'm actually going to scan it in just so you thieves don't get my amber shards from it first. I think we're good. Perfect. Now I don't have to try so hard to block it. But see what we got here first. So in Brobnar, we've got a 1-2 punch, Foozle. I don't know what half these cards mean, because I've been really actively avoiding spoilers. Few rares. I've got 4 rares, 5 rares. 5 rares. I'm just gonna start cracking this open. Alright, this upside down thing's gonna bug me. Bear with me. Let's see if I can clip this to my shirt. That'll work. Clipping things. You're in for a rough ride here. Alright. This'll work. This'll be fine. Alright, so maybe. Let's do that. We've got Pose Pixies. Stolen or captured Amber. Taken away from common supply instead. Nice. So they still get the Amber, but they don't take it from you. Panpaka Anga. Gotta keep it close to my chest here. Creatures to the right of Panpaka Anga in the battle line get +2 to power. Nepenthe Seed, we've all seen that. Tantadwin. Put my box knife away here. Only deals 2 damage when fighting, but he's a power 9. But fight, discard a random card from your opponent's archives. That's cool. I like that. That's a lot of archive manipulation. Second one. Third one. Nice. Song of Spring. Shuffle any number of friendly untamed creatures from your hand, discard pile, or battle line back into your deck. That's cool. That's a delayed effect of an Arise, but you can take them all out of your battle line as well. And your hand, discard pile. That's cool. Little hand recycling too. Persistence Hunting. Yeah, I'm trying to get... Thanks for letting me know, Mediator. Let me actually... Gotta pop into my webcam settings here. I'm gonna pop up my banner real quick. I'm gonna see if I can fix this focus thing. Alright, let's try this again. It's gonna autofocus, isn't it? No! Sorry, I'm just tabbing out here. I think I found a solution. I'm just gonna mess around with popping the cards upside down, not showing them as I'm pulling them out of the deck.